First of all, let's talk about just generally the past week, what it has been like for you, personally, professionally.
Well, I've been on the city council for a long time. This is my 9th year, and we haven't lost an officer in 20 years. So I personally have not experienced this. For me, the hardest part of this is sort of the totality of the impact on the department. Individually, I of course know dozens of officers and care about them deeply, and seeing all of them uniformly grieving is extremely difficult, and I want to be there for them. I want to support them, and I want our city to know that we lost a hero, and I want our department to be stronger on the other side of all of this.
Yeah, and I want to talk a little bit about the community outpouring. I mean, people lining the street, hundreds, thousands of people along the way this morning. What has struck you about the community response to all of this?
First of all, I am perpetually impressed by Sacramento. And it's one of my favorite things about this city. I always tell people, don't sleep on Sacramento, because they will come out strong. And they have. So for example, Dutch Brothers did a thing yesterday, and of course, it was hours and hours of waiting at Dutch Brothers. Today, Jack's Urban Eats was doing a thing, and I've seen people on social media tagging each other, lines out the door of every Jack's Urban Eats in the region. Of course, we had the procession today, all the way across our entire region, from Rockland and Roseville all the way to Elk Grove. Every single overcrossing and off-ramp and side road was just lined with people who care and who want all of us to know that they care. And that's really special.
I want to revisit some of the words that you shared the early morning hours after Officer O'Sullivan was fatally shot. And one thing that you said that stuck out to me was, I don't want little girls to come away from this thinking she died because she was a woman police officer. What do you want people to know in regard to that?
Well, I think the idea that we lost Natalie Corona, and then on the heels of that, lost Tara O'Sullivan, two beautiful, tiny, little, young, strong women, had some people scratching their head. And I just want to make sure that folks understand neither one of those women died because of their gender. They died because of their career choice, because they chose to be heroes, because they chose to be the type of women who show up in the moment when people need them most. And in Tara's case, she was actually defending another woman, a woman who was a victim of domestic violence. Tara bravely put herself between that woman and danger, and that is why we lost her. This doesn't have anything to do with her gender. And we've worked hard as a city and a region to recruit more women, to create more balance and diversity across those departments. And when you do that, then that means that women are going to be involved in every aspect of public safety, and that includes tragedy. And so we need to prepare our hearts for these things to happen sometimes, though we also want to take every precaution possible, make sure that folks are well trained. One thing about Tara that I thought was interesting is the more I've learned about her, and I did not know her. I met her, but I didn't know her well, but I feel like I do now. And the things that people say about her are amazing. This young girl was so strong in character, strong in stature, just brave as all can be. There was no one more prepared to take the streets and defend our city than Tara O'Sullivan.
We need more people like her on the force.
We do. That has been a uniform message too. People have said, if there were more Taras, then people would feel more connected. And she really does embody the type of new, young energy coming into the department. A diverse, bouncy, bubbly kind of person who just wants to help people, wants to use their life in the most meaningful way that they can conjure up. And for her, this was easily what she wanted to do. She was pursuing her life dream. And I'm glad that she was able to achieve it. But I am very disappointed that we didn't get to keep her longer.
So many connections, rightfully so, I think, have been made between Officer O'Sullivan and Officer Corona in personality, in passion, and contributions at such a young age.
They look so young, and they're young friends, and they're young cadet mates, their academy partners, their friends, their boyfriends, you know. These are people who are way too young to be saying goodbye, and it is so sad to experience in view. And because they are both such wonderful people, they just wanted to help. It's not the ones that leave us easily. We want to build our department around people like that. That's what we're searching for. Somebody that the community already loved 6 months in, and she was known in Del Paso Heights.
Is it fair to say you'd like to see more women in Sacramento Police and other departments around here?
Sure. I think women have an extraordinary gift to give to the police department. I think Tara and Natalie prove that. I think if you look at our department now, there are some very strong women in our department, and they are highly regarded and leaders in their own right. And so I hope that young women everywhere, in seeing Tara and Natalie for that matter, see a piece of themselves. And rather than fearing law enforcement or fearing the profession, that they move towards it and see that there's a place for them there too. I mean, for goodness sakes, this girl is barely over 5 feet tall, just weighed over 100 pounds, and she holds half of the records in physical fitness in our academy. They literally named the physical fitness award after her from now on, because she was so dominant in her ability to beat everybody else on the track and in the weight room and doing a plank and all of these things. So if Tara can do it, so can other girls, and I hope that they will.
That night, you had cried so many tears and given so many hugs and met the family members. And in that moment, when you jumped in and said, I want to mention this about women in the police department, you also said, and I want to share, Tara held a plank for half an hour, was it? Yeah. Why in that moment did you find it so important to share that wonderful anecdote with people?
Well, first of all, my role in all of this is support, right? I'm a council member. I am a council member who happens to have a very strong relationship with our public safety folks. And so I went to the hospital that night when I heard that an officer had been shot. She was still alive when I was on my way there. And then my role quickly became being a supporter to the officers that were there, just being there with them, just in that space, as you said, giving hugs and sharing tears and meeting the family and talking to her partners and her training officers and just being there with each other, letting folks know that they weren't there alone and that they were supported by their city leadership. When we went to the press conference, it was so late, 2:30 in the morning, and we'd been up so long, but I wanted to do it because I wanted to honor her. And I wanted to be in a space where I felt like I could say the right things about her as a person that I had learned from her partners, in the time that I had been standing out there. It was very important to the department, each person that I spoke to, that folks understood how special this young lady was to them. In such a short time, impacted so many people. And I think that's why I went ahead over to the press conference and thought I need to be here. And when one of the reporters asked about, the message we should take away from 2 young women being shot in 1 year, I just wanted to make sure that nobody left that press conference thinking that either Tara or Natalie died because of their gender. That would be so unfair and untrue. They both deserve to be known as heroes because that is truly who they were.
Final question for you. Is there anything in the past few days that you've learned? I'm sure you've learned many things, but is there anything that sticks out to you that you want to share about Officer O'Sullivan?
Yeah, so at one of the memorials, one of her academy mates told a story that I thought was fantastic. He's a big guy, really big guy. And he talked about this lap they had to go around the track. And they didn't just run the lap, they had to do lunges all the way around the track. And they had to hold a 10-pound weight above their head. And the deal is if you drop the 10 pounds or you lower the 10 pounds, then you have to do burpees. So this young man, who's very big and strong, said that he felt he had this one in his pocket. He said, I looked out and saw everybody and I thought, I'm a pretty big guy and I'm pretty strong. This shouldn't be a problem for me. And he said that about halfway through, he had to drop that 10 weights. It was just too heavy. And he was the cause of everybody having to do some burpees. And he said that he looked over at Tara. She never set that weight down. She only weighs a little over 100 pounds. She's holding 10 pounds over her head the whole time. She never set it down. And he said, I'm a lot bigger than her, and I thought that I was a lot stronger, but I was wrong. And he said that after that moment, he had it in his mind, I want to be like her. And I thought that was really a special story to share. I took a lot from it. And I think that's how everyone that encountered her felt about her. I want to be like Tara.
Anything else you want to add?
I'm really proud of our department. I'm proud of the chief and the command staff. I'm proud of the way they've handled this and handled themselves. I think they've distinguished themselves as a department that can really pull together. I'm also really proud of all the law enforcement agencies in the region. They have been very supportive. They've helped out. They have provided backup and assistance, and it's encouraging to see them all coming together, even though the cause of that unity is tragedy.